The Morgan Report with David Morgan.
David Morgan of themorganreport.com for the week ending 1 July 2022. Well, we will be publishing the premium service, the paid service, this weekend. And I discuss freedom and how freedom has a great tie-in with sound money and honest money. And then, of course, what our outlook is for the next few months. And I'll just tell everyone publicly, not real bright. We're just seeing the gold-silver ratio go over 90 as I'm making this video for my weekly perspective. But I don't think there's anything to worry about other than feeling bad because the economic system is grinding down and down, as we all know. So first up on the articles, this is from Fortune. The U.S. to join the group of seven in a ban of the new Russian gold imports to hit Putin. And I think most of you are already familiar with this because you follow the gold story pretty closely. What I find kind of funny is these sanctions seem to be backfiring on the people that implement them, mainly the U.S. And gold is fungible. An ounce of gold is an ounce of gold anywhere in the universe. It doesn't really matter who stamped it. The element itself is the same as whether it's mined from Russia, China, South Africa, or the moon. It doesn't matter. It's still gold. So it's really hard to sanction something like that. Yes, you could see the mint marks or the refining indentations here stamped into the bars, and you'd know it was from Russia. But you could take that and reform it, and you'd have no idea. And on that same meme, what we see is really no reaction. I mean, few people, and it could happen. I don't know the future, but my take was it's kind of a ho-hum, no big deal. So far, that's the case. This is from Neil Christensen on Kitco News. Gold price remains trapped even after the U.S., Canada, Britain, and Japan, and of course, I just said the U.S. banned Russia gold imports. And the last thing I want to say about gold this week is from Mining MX. Gold retains mantle as the ultimate hedge as cryptocurrency backers lose the faith. I put up a Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'd like you to, but it's up to you. What I put out probably a week ago is that relative to everything else in today's environment, financial, economic environment, that gold was basically up 0% in US dollar terms. I think it was up 9% in euro terms, but it was flat, hadn't moved. But the S&P was down, the housing market was down, the bond market was down, crypto market was down. Basically anything else was down more. And this might sound trite until you live through it. And I really didn't. I mean, I went through the 70s, but my parents were touched by the Great Depression. And the idea, which sounds almost idiotic, is he who loses least gains the most. And what I mean by that is one of the subparagraphs to the Morgan Report is to build and preserve wealth. Sometimes preserving wealth is the best you can do. I'm not saying that's the case. What I'm pointing out is that gold is actually doing fairly well relative to everything else. And of course, the expression goes, all things are relative. So we have had a very strong and well-run email list for a long time, and I still encourage everyone to get on the email list. But I only write in the public domain, I'm going to guess, every other month kind of thing. But I thought I'd put up a Substack account with my name on it. This would be free. And what I would be able to do on this is stay in touch for those people who like to read. I like the format of Substack. It's just no nonsense, no ads, no comments. I write it, you read it, or someone that works with me writes it and you read it, and usually they're pretty concise. So I think I'll do this as maybe an experiment, see what the feedback's like, and give people an opportunity if they just want to cut through whatever, don't want to listen, don't want a video, just want to read. It'll be a place for that. So I'll be posting a few articles. This one actually will not come out until the 4th of July. This is an article about a speech I gave at the Money Show in Las Vegas. With the currency war upon us, precious metals-backed crypto is the future of money. I really think that the next leg up in cryptos, once they bottom, could be, and I think will be, led by asset-backed cryptocurrencies such as the LOAD program, which I'm biased. I'm an ambassador for that. I like it. I think it's better than the other gold-backed currencies out there in the crypto world. Certainly, I would not consider it to be your primary investment. It would be a tool in the toolbox. The thing I like about it is the security of the blockchain. It's immutable. Nobody can monkey with it. At least that's the theory. Also, you can buy in micro amounts. You can buy grams or grains. Also, the transfer is very easy, like anything else in the digital space. And I think it is a good way for people to, of any financial means, meaning Indonesia, Mexico, whatever, where we have these poorer countries that really don't have access to buy even an ounce a week or whatever, could buy, a tenth of an ounce or whatever, still have some protection to what the little that they do have. And also the way the wallet is set up is you actually get rewarded in some instances if you decide to pay in silver or gold. So anyway, here's the article. I'll post it soon, talking about, again, the future, what the BRICS is. There's a lot of talk about BRICS and exiting the dollar. The thing about it is that the BRICS, it's the old boss the same as the new boss. That's the most eloquent way I can say it. The whole BRICS idea came out of Goldman Sachs. The bankers behind the banks, or the bankers behind the BRICS, are the same boss. So even though you can make a case that it's going to move into that power block, and I think that's true, it's who's behind that power block. And if it's the same people, then really for us, the people, what have we gained? Russia's gold, I went through that already a little bit. And then, of course, talking about the benefits of LOAD. So it's a bit of a sales pitch, but certainly I would consider getting on their free newsletter as a minimum. And also, as I've taught for years, whenever you get into this realm, it's always good to start small. You can always buy a lot later, but once you've entered a coin dealer and you've just done a minimum transaction with them or whatever, get the feel for it. Maybe you want to do business with them from then on, or maybe you want to try somebody else. I'd say the same thing applies here. Get on the free list for the LOAD email list, and also get a wallet. Stick $10 in there or something. See how easy it is. See if you like it, whatever. So here's another article I wrote. I write for the Executive Review probably 2 or 3 times a year. They've been very good to me. I know you can't read this. I'm just making you aware of it. We'll post it on the Substack channel. I'm pretty sure my webmaster can take an ETF. And so it's titled Silver's Analog. And again, I'll have it up where you can read it. If it doesn't, I can't get it on Substack, I'll put it out on our blog or our website somewhere. I talked about kind of the early days of my career in the silver space and what was happening. A silver deficit was eating away 100 million ounces per year. Again, you can read the whole article. I'll have it posted one place or another. And lastly, as you could tell, I do a lot of interviews for the public domain and also write outside of the premium service, the paid service for the Morgan Report, into other domains. I just showed you a couple, and this one was one from a friend of mine that asked me to write about, does silver even play a role in the electric vehicle market? Now, many silver proponents have said, oh, silver EVs are going to use a lot more silver. Well, they are going to use a lot more on a percentage basis, but you're only talking an ounce and a half type of differential, which, over many cars, it adds up. I'm not saying it's not important. The more important part of this article that I wrote has to do with silver used as batteries, and most people are unfamiliar with this. So what I talked about here, if I can find it, was that Samsung, Advanced Institute of Technology, and their R&D department have used a very thin carbon-based silver carbon prototype. And you can read about this. Again, I'll post this up on the Substack or the main website. So I'm going to close it out pretty much there, but I want to bring everyone over to the main website. Remember to give us a first name and an email. We are going to change the landing page here in the near future. And if you're interested in the premium service, you can hit the subscribe button. There's a video, which I probably should update. Pretty good sales letter. Gives you a pretty good idea of what we do at the Morgan Report, which is far more than silver. And then if you're so inclined, there's basic membership we just brought back. So if you just want the newsletter and no videos in between the reports, that's available now. The premium service is the basic, which is the newsletter once a month. But you also get to look over my shoulder and see what I'm doing in the markets. I give you updates. I answer questions. I do timing. And sometimes we'll lead even with different companies that we might feature in the Morgan Report, or at least want you to take a look at. Mastermind, that's basically for people that are high net worth accredited investors that do private placements, which we do occasionally, and or fund managers that kind of want the inside scoop, so to speak. And that's basically not for everybody. So you've got the basic service, it's back, the premium service, and of course there is the mastermind service, but again, that is not. If you pay yearly, you get about a 20% discount. So that will conclude this weekly update or weekly perspective. This is David Morgan of themorganreport.com. I'll be back with you next week.